Hello, everyone. Welcome back to From Mirror to Manuscript. This is week 2. And you guys, last week I forgot to sing my little intro ditty song. So, word up, hey, word up, hey, word up, hey. For real though. All right, so get it like word, like word up, like literature. So last week we had an amazing show. We kicked off with Dr. Eunice Petty and her book, My Father's Antique Store. And if you didn't get to see that live, definitely check out the playback. We are here on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook. And from mirror to manuscript is just that. We know that it's so important that all of us have mirror books. So, mirrors that reflect our lives, our stories, our childhoods, our names, our neighborhoods, and especially for our children growing up. Oftentimes, as Black people, we receive and marginalized people in general. And then also if you're, not in the upper echelon, like financially or class wise, oftentimes we receive window books. So that's when you're looking out into the life of someone else who lives different than you, looks different than you, does different things and has different habits than you. And I think that's important. That's perfectly fine. But we need to have a balance. We need to have them both. So, since a lot of our school systems do not promote both and do not share both, it's important for us as indie authors, as Black people, to share our stories. So, this week, From Mirror to Manuscript is bringing on Vicki Radebaugh. And this is her book, Devin Misses His Mommy. And without further ado, Jill, we're going to bring her on.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello, people. Hello.
Hello, Vicki. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on week 2. So just to start out, can you just tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, first, thank you, Stephanie, for having me. I am truly humbled and honored, so I appreciate you. Um,
Oh,
Again, Vicki Radebaugh. I am 56, soon to be 57 tomorrow. Yay.
wow.
Yeah.
We're the exact same age. So
See, right. We
yes.
57, you're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yes. Well, I'm 56. I'm gonna let you have. You got me a
Oh,
little
okay,
bit.
okay.
I'm 56. Let me clarify
Oh, okay. We're the same age today.
today. Tomorrow you'll be a little bit older.
Well,
That's okay.
it's okay.
Uh,
Oh goodness, laughter, good medicine for the heart.
yes.
56 years old, 57 tomorrow. I am a mother. I am a wife. I get up and go to work every day. I'm a child of Christ first and
Yes.
foremost. I love my community. I'm just very conscious of how I treat people, how I talk to people. One of my golden rules of life is to treat people and talk to people the way in which I want to be treated and spoken to.
Yes.
I
Hmm.
believe very much in paying it forward, always reaching back to pull someone else up and to help
Hmm.
wherever I can. And I guess those are just like kind of some of my highlight was. Oh, I have 6 grandchildren too.
Yes.
Yes.
Such a
Yeah.
blessing. Such a blessing. I have one grandchild, so I know what a blessing that is. So,
Yeah, they're
so
fun.
I do want to touch on though, you said you work towards, treating people how you want to be treated. And that's
Mhm.
something that is top of mind. Is that something that you worked on? Like you recognize you could do better and you kind of worked on, or have you been like that your whole entire life?
Oh, I definitely have not been like this my whole life. It is
Okay.
something that just as you get older, and as we um, mature and grow, and we always want to be moving forward, always learning. And so it just really, I recognized within myself that, thinking back over the years, I may not have been so kind to this person, or I may not have done as well as I could have by this person. And it really started to resonate with me about,
Mhm.
and also, especially when you have kids, you think, how do I want someone to treat my child?
Right.
How would I want someone to interact with them, or to talk to them? And I think that's when it became more of a lightning bolt in my life, where I began really thinking about and considering, and even challenging myself to do better, to be better.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I love that self-awareness. I feel the same. Of course, I don't feel like I'm there or where I want to be yet, but I too have like recognized like, oh, did I do that? Like, oh, that wasn't very nice, that wasn't very kind. And I've had people tell me, I've had my children tell me, like growing up, I wasn't the
mhm,
nicest, kindest. And I'm thinking, you're just kind of I was just kind of surviving, so I wasn't,
exactly.
I was
Yeah, yeah.
doing what I
You're moving
could.
and shaking. You're doing. You're. Unfortunately, and I think one of the things that we don't realize, especially particularly when our kids are young, about being in the moment, because
Oh,
we're working, we're, they're
mhm.
getting up, going to school, life is happening, life is
Yes,
lifing.
yes.
and
Mhm.
and we don't recognize that there are still these moments that we can
Yes,
slow down, or even stop, or we just don't, you're moving and
yes.
grooving, you're doing it, doing
Yes,
your
if you're
thing.
hearing this now and you have young children or even like grandchildren, it is an opportunity to say, "Hey, why don't I be mindful? Why don't I take a moment and
Yes.
actually, spend
Mhm.
time with my child, whether that's
Yes.
communicating with them or playing with them,
Mhm.
whatever you can do. And if it's something that you can incorporate more in your life, even better.
Mhm.
Because I
Mhm.
promise you, I was present. I was just like gripping, whatever I could grip to remain present. I was there, but
Yeah.
I wasn't present. You know what I mean? Like
I
I
am.
just
I
it was like, did
completely
they
know what
eat?
you
Do they got
mean.
clothes? Did they make it to school?
Right. And
So
it's not intentional. It is not intentional. You just know that you are out here doing what you need to do for yourself, for your family, and unfortunately, not realizing what we're really sacrificing in the midst of that. Yeah.
yes, in the mid it's in the midst of that. And I think for so many parents, some parents, some people, they just get it naturally. Like they're born with it. They're born with the let me be present with my child gene.
Yeah.
And then others of us, we don't recognize or we're not self-aware
Right.
until later in life where we try to work on it. So
Yes.
that's something I do now, is just try to work on my relationship with my children and with other people. So I
Yes.
appreciate you
Hmm.
just,
Yeah.
stopping and talking about that. All right, so we are going to hello, Miss Laura is here
Yes.
with us. So we are going to talk about your book, and it's about family too.
Hmm.
Before we do that, Miss Laura just reminded me you are a part of the Peace and Freedom Committee, and your book is a part of the Marion Looks Like Me project.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
tell us
Yes.
about the committee, the project, and everything like that.
Okay, well, I'm not a part of the committee, but when the Peace and Freedom Committee decided to do this, they I brainstormed and thought about some ladies in the community when they were thinking of a way in which to fund the organization, and to do it
Hmm.
in a way that was passive. Do it once and just, get residual income as a result. And
Yes.
so it was so funny because I'll back up a little bit. About 6 months prior to me being brought in on this project, I was sitting on my couch, watching TV with my husband, and I said, and I looked at him and I said, I really feel like the Lord is stirring a book in me. And he was like, really? And I said, yeah, I do. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but no, okay. Well, fast forward 6 months, and I was contacted by Laura, Miss Laura.
Mhm.
She
Mhm.
contacted me, and she starts telling me about the project, what they're wanting to do, and I'm just sitting there on the phone, and I'm just laughing to myself. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Right. So
Is
God was
this
like, here you go.
right? Is this really happening? And so I said, you know what I'm going to do? I said, okay, give me a second. I'm going to pray about it. And so you know how we need the Lord to confirm it like 15 times. So
Mhm.
I prayed about it, and immediately the Lord was like, yes, because he was like, come on, 6 months ago we already talked about this, Vicki.
Right. Right.
And so I was like, absolutely, I'm on board. Absolutely. And I was very excited because just the thought of taking an idea or a thought or an
Mhm.
image out of your mind and making it into something that is tangible, that you can
Yes.
see and feel and touch, that in itself was just so exciting to me. So, yeah.
Yes, it is an
So that's
amazing thing.
I became a part of it.
Wonderful, wonderful. You did an amazing job. So just let me say, do my little commercial here. So we got the QR code for the book in the corner. So what is amazing about this is with the Peace and Freedom Committee and the authors as who are part of the Marion Looks Like Me project, they wrote the books, but all of the proceeds actually go to the nonprofit organization.
Mhm.
And this is an amazing nonprofit organization. Miss Laura is going to actually be with us next week. So I'm going to let her, tell you guys all
Oh yeah.
about it and all of the amazing things that they're doing. But definitely make a purchase today, purchase the book. So that you can support the organization and support these authors. They are doing some amazing things. We are going to talk about the book. I don't know if you want to tell everybody where like you guys are taking a trip. If you want to mention that at
Sure,
all.
why not? There is a National Black Authors Convention in Houston. It is next month, and we are going to that. So that in itself is huge. That is so exciting to think of,
Huge.
just this entire convention center with all these authors that are coming with all these different books and genres and perspectives, and the
Yeah.
opportunity to just meet people literally from all over the country, maybe even
All
the world.
over.
I don't know. It could, it could potentially be. So that to me, I am so, so excited about that. It is, we're going to be, it's in, if I believe I said Houston, we're going to be gone for 4 days that we will be
Mm-hmm.
there for the
Mm-hmm.
entire convention. So I am very excited. The ladies are just, it is going to be something. I'm pretty sure we're going to have like matching shirts and outfits.
Right.
Probably there's gonna be, I'm pretty sure that's in there somewhere.
Yeah, and you all do such an excellent job with the matching shirts and t-shirts and with your
Yes,
tablescapes
yes.
and everything. So, bravo, bravo to that. So let's get into the book. I did purchase the book. I ordered my book online, you guys, so that I could get them fresh. I went on Amazon. I got my book. I read the book. This is so good.
Oh,
My
thank
Lord,
you.
my Lord. Is good. Oh my goodness. All right, so talk about the book. Tell us about the story.
Okay, well, the book first, I want to say it is a book that I want people to know that there is hope, because we live in a
Yeah.
world where people really do need hope. Um, it is about a little boy. He is 5 years old. Um, he goes to live with his maternal grandparents because his
Mhm.
mother has been sentenced by a judge to go to a rehab facility. And I know that sounds grim and kind of like sad,
Mhm.
but the things that he learns while he's with his grandparents, they help him to mentally and emotionally navigate this time in his life, which is so important because we have in this country an epidemic of children that are being raised by grandparents, sometimes great grandparents, sometimes, cousins, aunts, uncles, by relatives. Sometimes they, even have to go into the foster care system as a
Yeah.
result of drug addiction or
Mhm.
alcoholism, just all of these uh, isms out here in
Yeah.
our
Mhm.
society right now.
Mhm.
Um, and as a result of that, um, I believe that a lot of these babies feel like no one can understand, that they are alone, that they are, they have no voice. They
Mm.
have no
Mhm.
voice to say that, oh, someone else is experiencing what I'm experiencing, whether their parents are, sometimes it's due to incarceration,
Mhm.
parents that have been sentenced to the penal system and are
Mhm.
gone for years and years. These are things that cause children that don't have anyone to help them to get through this. That really is a trauma to be
Yes, it
separated
definitely is.
from your parent or
Mhm.
parents, just depending on the case. But in Devon's case, he is fortunate enough to have wonderful grandparents that take him in, that talk to him, that teach him about it's okay. What is happening, we may not like it, but you're
Mhm.
going to be okay. And
Yes, you're
children need that. They need that reassurance. They need that to know that you know they're just going to be all right. They're going to be okay. We're gonna work through this. And that's
yes.
what I believe is important for them to know and understand, because a child's mind, they only understand based on their limited knowledge and experience. So when you're a little kid, you have no knowledge and little to no experience. So
Mhm.
he really does have the opportunity to walk through this with love, if that
Yes.
makes sense.
100%. The book is so well done. I 100% agree with everything that you're saying. As young people, oftentimes when things happen, where there's a trauma or separation, sometimes
Mhm.
it's not even addressed. Things happen. They got to go here. They got to go there, and
Yeah.
they never know why. Even if they ask, or maybe they're told not to ask, or they just
Mhm.
know better than to ask.
Yes.
So not only is this book an opportunity for them to see themselves, like I talked about
Mhm.
having those mirror books. And so it's
Yes.
not just about, black and brown, marginalized, or
Mhm.
socioeconomic. It's also about lived situations. So
Mhm.
there, like you said, there's so many children who have parents that are away from them due to
Mhm.
incarceration or addiction
Yes.
or mental health. And so, this is a reflection in that way, but
Mhm.
also it gives an excellent example of having people in your life that do talk about it, that,
Yes.
that, that they're positive in a situation that could be so negative. They're
Yes.
sharing to the best of their ability as much information as they can for Devon to understand, and so that
Right.
he can kind of, yeah, pick up on things, but they're doing it in such a positive
Mhm.
manner, um, that I think is teachable for all of us as well, for all family members, when we're trying to bridge. How can we bring up certain discussions, and how
Yes.
can we, talk about things that may be painful? So,
Exactly. Yes, and that's a very good point. That it gives the opportunity for conversation.
mhm,
It gives and it shows the child that I can't ask questions. I can't, because when you tell kids, oh, we don't talk about that, or we shouldn't talk about that, that makes it into, in their mind, oh, this must be bad. when it may
Mhm.
not necessarily be bad as much as it is that I need to help you understand what this is. It kind of
Yes.
demystifies, if you will.
It makes the situation human. It's a human situation.
Yes,
It's a relatable situation. Like you said
correct.
earlier, you are not alone,
Yes.
And if you can see yourself in a book, it's just like, when you can go to a store and see your name. And I know we all can't do that. None of my children can do that. Hello, Miss Kathleen.
Hi,
But
Kathleen.
but when you get that opportunity, it's just kind of like, oh
It's
wow,
exciting.
it's
Yeah.
exciting, you know what I
Yes.
mean? And
Hmm.
so, yeah, so when you hear your story, even if it's not, the most positive situation, just
Right.
knowing I'm not alone and somebody else is telling this story. So, can you
Yes.
give us a little bit of background as to why you chose to share this story?
Interestingly enough, I have worked in criminal justice for 21 years now. Yes,
Mm,
I have been in that field. And how this, I even got the idea for this story is it's just based off of an experience that I had. Because the children had, well, at the institution, they had mom and kids day, and
mhm.
the kids would come spend the whole day, but then the end of the day the children would have to leave, and that would be the most horrific time of the day. It was always so very just sad. It was just heartbreaking because you saw the reality of what these babies are going through, having spent the whole day with the parent, and
Mhm.
now they have to leave. And
Mhm.
so this one particular year, um, I always ended up with the kids as they were leaving. I don't know how that happened, but I always every year I seem to be in that one spot. And this one particular year, there was a little girl that
Mhm.
was they were leaving the mom, and she was literally on the ground, this little heap. She was just on the ground
Oh.
crying so hard, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart to the point where I couldn't even help her because I was ready to cry. So
Oh.
just watching that um, really did it just did something in me. It made the separation real. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
know that incarcerated people have children, or people that are in rehabilitation, or whatever, have children,
Mhm.
but you did not realize the impact of the separation, what it's really uh, doing to them, because I had no point of reference up until that very moment, watching that
Right.
baby. And good thing my partner was there, because he was able to go and help her and talk to her and everything. And because I'm telling you, Stephanie, I couldn't do it. I was in
Ugh.
tears myself, because my heart was breaking watching
Mhm.
her heart break. And so that really was when I was thinking about, what can I write about? You write about, your experiences. You write about what you know. You write from a place of knowledge, or something that you know
Mhm.
about. And that came to me, and at first I was very hesitant, because I was like, "Ugh, would that really go over well?" And then I thought, you know what, those babies need a voice too. Those babies,
Yes.
someone understands. They need to know that that their situation is not just them, that they are not on an island. And so
Mhm.
that's what propelled me into this direction. So yeah.
W- Wonderful, wonderful. You, like I said, you did such an excellent job. And then also, I just want to mention this, because I understand people write from their perspective and what they know and different things like that. But the fact that you chose to write about a little boy is so important. Because even, when we do get together as authors, as, Black authors, as indie authors, most of the books are about little girls. They focus, their main character on little girls.
Yeah.
So I have 4 children's books. Well, I have 5 now. 3 of them are about girls. They're just based on my children and my
Mhm.
granddaughter. Um, but what made you decide to go that direction, or was it a decision?
Well, I thought based off of, my point of reference, I thought, well, instead of making it a little girl, and I thought the same thing. A lot of people write about little girls, and I thought, well, no, I think I'll make my character a boy instead of a little
Mhm,
girl. And then I thought, well, instead of the mother being incarcerated, I'll have her to be in a rehabilitation facility, and just to not
mhm.
make it so. Um, so
Right.
yeah, and I thought, I'll make my character. I think I want a boy instead, because initially it was going to be a little girl, and then I thought, no,
Mhm.
no, little girls. I'm gonna give some love to the little boys.
Yes, yes. Let's give some love to the little boys. So I'm so
Yeah.
happy to see that. And then I'll also say that I'm like a peer. I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict, and I went
Mm,
to rehab. Now, when went to rehab, it was before I had my children, but it really it speaks to that as well. Just sharing that story because
mhm,
I want everybody to get the book. Please, please, everybody get the book. There are some raw moments in the book, and you are kind of like, "Woo," you know what I mean? So you really get like a insight into what young people and young minds and small children
mm.
are dealing with. But at no point does it villainize the mom. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's
Yes.
such a neat balance because
Mm.
sometimes with books, it's just like, "Oh, that person, how could they do that?" And you're
Yeah.
just thinking that, but even though it's true and there's some stuff in there, you're just like it shows her as a human being. And
Yes.
the way
Yes.
the book closes, I won't say, but it just does it. I you please you guys get the book. So how are you able to do that? How are you able to have that great balance and create that
Well, I'm gonna
neat?
tell you, because a lot of times, society, when people have issues, whether it's addiction, mental health, um, there's a stigma involved
Mhm.
with that. And so I wanted the mother to not be a stereotype. That was
Yes.
very important to me, that she not be a stereotype, that she be seen through the eyes of an individual that needs help, an
Mhm.
individual that, because you know what, guess what? We all make bad choices in life. We have
Yes.
all been, that one choice away from being incarcerated, or you just didn't get caught, or, no one's
Mhm.
above this. No
Right.
one is above it. I don't care, culturally, socioeconomic, it does not matter.
Mhm.
This was a mother that needed help.
Yes.
And because she was a single mom that needed help, I wanted her to be seen as a person and
Mhm.
not a stereotype, not this, like you said, a villain, like, oh, this bad person. Oh,
Mhm.
she's a bad mom. No, not a bad mom. Just a person, a human being
Yes.
that has some decisions have not been good, and as a result of those decisions, this is now what she must do, and this is the impact that it's going to have on the people that love and care about her. But
Mhm.
she's still a person. She's still a mom. She's still a daughter, a
Yes.
sister, a auntie, a friend. Those things don't stop because she's having a difficult time in her life right now. And guess what? We've all had those difficult times. It literally is different for each individual. We
Yes.
have all had them where we need that help. Again, that hand up.
Mhm. Yep,
So, yeah,
100%,
yeah,
100%. So, I was blessed to have the opportunity to work with all of the authors with the Marion Looks Like Me project.
yes.
So, and then you also had Ayana Niambi as your illustrator, and she's one of
Yes.
my favorites, and, just to give you
Aw.
like a little bit of the artwork.
She did an exceptional job.
Yes, she did. Yes,
She
she did.
did. She did.
Yes.
It, it's just incredible to have this picture in your mind's eye, and I can't draw stick people, so to describe it to someone else and them literally pull it out and make it into a reality, I was like, oh my god, that's Devon, that's his face. And yeah, that was so exciting.
Yes, yes, she did. She really did an amazing
She
job.
did. She
Um,
did.
the artwork, the illustrations
Hmm.
turned
Yeah.
out beautifully. And with children's books, my children's books as well. She's illustrated one of my children's books that she's helped me with some other projects. But
Hmm.
it's the story and the illustrations, like they go hand
Hmm.
in hand. Like one's not more
Yes.
important than the other. So to
Correct.
have these young people who are really willing to, go through the process with us and take their time and, redo different looks and
Yeah.
take feedback and everything like that. It is just amazing. So
It
yeah,
was it was wonderful to work with her. She was so easy to work with, and I would just kind of try and describe it as best as I could, and she would just make it real. She every time she every time, because the Vaughn is really based off of my grandson Carter.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, very nice,
so that's
very
Carter's
nice.
little face.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. So then also, okay, so Miss Laura says, Stephanie, you are an amazing publisher.
You
Thanks for
are.
pulling out our stories. So yeah, so tell everybody, I mean, good, bad, or beautiful. Like what was it like working with me and going through the process and
Oh my
everything?
gosh, it was so wonderful. Because remember when you came and did the at the building, I think I was on vacation then. So I was a part of the project, but just hadn't come fully on board at that point. So I missed that.
Yeah.
So I didn't meet you until later on in the process itself. So working with you, you have been just such a wealth of number one, patience. You've been very patient with us. Number two, very kind, and just all of the knowledge and wisdom that you've been able to share with us. You were like the bridge that helped us to cross over to make this into a reality. Because I know that you and Miss Laura have worked hand in hand in this entire process. So we are so very fortunate to have you, because you really did help to educate us more than, I mean, because I don't know anything about publishing a book. I don't know, and none of us, because we were all really stepping into this. We were all
Mhm.
novice. I am not aware of any of us having published a book previously. So this was something new to all of us. This was uncharted territory. And you really did make it so easy. You made it, um, what's the best word? You made it realistic. You made it a possibility. That's
Okay.
the word I'm searching for. You made it a
Okay.
possibility for us. Yes, yes, yes. That's the word.
All right. Well, thank you so much for saying that. I will say, in reading your stories, there was not like a one that I was like, oh, this one's not really that good. Like all of them, I was so impressed. I was
Yeah.
so impressed with
Mhm.
every draft, every manuscript, all the ideas.
Mhm.
So, and all of you that so I worked with six ladies all together, and all of you are very different, and you all had, your own process. I would say that you were probably one more laid back than some of
Okay.
the other people. So I feel like, we had some great interactions and we got to
Mhm.
connect. But I think, some people are like super hands on and like ongoing, and we were just kind of, we kind of matched each other's energy. So it was,
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really excellent working with you. And I felt like, we kind of like, like trusted each other. Like, okay, this is
Yes.
gonna, this way. And then,
Yes. I
you were able
agree.
to.
I agree. Yes, there was just a
Yeah.
lot of trust there because you have such a welcoming spirit. You have, and to me that made it easy. I'm like, okay, yeah, she and I can work. We'll work well together. And so from our first interaction, I thought, okay, yeah, yeah, we'll do well.
Yeah. Yes, yes. And you guys are so much fun. You guys have so much energy and you're so much fun. And I
Yeah.
love what you're doing like marketing wise and getting out there and going on the trips and taking advantage of the different events and vending opportunities and
Yes.
everything like that.
Yes.
Yes. So I know a couple of the ladies are working on book two and different things like that. What about you? What do you have any projects in the horizon? Are you thinking about writing something else with the group or outside of the group or what's
You
going on
know,
with that?
that's funny that you ask because I am currently working on something that's outside of the group that I'm very excited about, and
Yes.
and it's so funny because just this morning I was thinking, Devon might need a follow up. I was thinking about that. I was thinking he might need a
Hmm.
follow up. So I think I'll kind of let that marinate for a minute or two and see what comes of it because I think it would be actually really good to follow him a little more and his
Yeah,
follow
there's
his
a lot more
journey
story to tell.
a
Like I
little
can think
more.
of.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. And Paula actually at a book event had encouraged that.
Yes.
She was like, he really needs it. And I was like, at the time and that was actually a year ago. And I was like, okay, I'll think about it. But literally this morning, that came to me again that Devon may need a follow up because it would really be interesting to see where his journey goes from here.
Yes,
So
yes, and
we'll
I'm
see what
glad you brought up Paula. I want to say Paula Neal. That's her last name, correct? I,
happens.
I don't want to get her name.
I I can't remember. I
Okay,
honestly
so
can't remember.
Paula,
Yeah,
but okay, so Paula, she's an amazing author,
she is.
and
Yes,
I love her
yes,
book with Gabby.
yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
have I'm gonna have a good day. So
Mhm,
yeah, so my grandchildren has read her books. I love her books. But that's
mhm.
actually how I was introduced to you guys.
Yes.
So in this like literary industry, it's like pretty small
Hmm.
locally here in Columbus, here in Ohio. And so, she has these amazing books. She's such an amazing writer and author.
She
And you
is.
guys are looking for assistance. And she referred me to you guys. So I
Hmm.
really appreciate, Paula for that.
Yeah,
And, getting that encouragement from her means a lot
yeah.
because she's someone, she stays on her book grind.
She
So, you
does.
know,
She does. So
yeah, she
again,
just,
another amazing author. You're right. Her books
mhm.
are incredible. I bought them for my granddaughter, and she loves them. So yeah.
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
very good. And they're very interesting. I love the topics that you guys talk about and then, also her topic because,
Hmm.
it's off the beaten path, which is important. And I know I've been repeating this, but it speaks back. Paula Neal Johnson, thank you so
Okay,
much for
that's it.
gave
Yes.
it to us. So, but it goes back to the mirror reflection, and I'm bringing people on right now who I've worked with, and I didn't, work directly with Paula on her book or anything like that.
Hmm.
But I just want to say that her book is about bullying. And now, when you think about bullying, you think, oh, well, there's books out there about bullying that's important, but it's from the perspective of the person who's
Yes,
not being so
experiencing.
nice.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right. So it takes us full circle to what we were talking about
Hmm.
earlier
Yeah.
and getting that self-awareness. Like, oh,
Yes.
wait a minute, maybe I'm not so nice. And it usually takes
Mhm.
us years and years and years to get there. But if you get Paula's
You can
book,
get it now, right? If you can get it
right,
now.
I was like realizing in preschool, like, wait a minute, is that Like,
Yeah.
oh. So
Yes.
I love that about her book and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
perspective, in like all of the different books and you
Yeah.
guys different perspectives and everything like that.
Because
Yes.
people, it's important that people know that they are seen.
Hmm.
That's very, very, very important. And seeing yourself in a book again lets you know, oh, somebody else knows how I feel. Somebody else has experienced this. Someone else understands. And that's huge because we live in a world that's very technology is supposed to make us more connected, but I think it's made us more disconnected. Where we don't have to, get together and have lunch. We can just text each other. You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah.
disconnect, and I think especially with the younger generation, there is
Yeah.
a disconnect, and so knowing you are not alone is more important, I think, now than ever.
Yes, I 100% agree. And our stories can definitely connect us. And
Hmm.
then just, having someone read a story to us is a huge connection. My granddaughter, she's 6 years old now, so she reads a lot to me. So she's so good. She's such an excellent reader.
That's
But
good.
just, being able, yeah, to have those moments and spend time
Hmm.
together. So
Yes.
I encourage you to get this book if you're hearing the sound of my voice. The QR code is up there in the corner. I think there's a link
Yep,
that you
there it is.
guys can. Yep, there's the link.
Hmm.
So I definitely just want to encourage everyone to definitely get this book. And then please let the people know like how they can find you or follow you or where they can get your book at and everything like that.
Okay, well, it is on Amazon. So just to go to Amazon, Devon Misses His Mommy, it's there. If people want to contact me, they can contact me via Facebook, Vicki Taylor Radebaugh. Feel free to reach out. I'm pretty open, pretty available person. And I don't think I have any other social medias. I probably should, but I don't think I probably should. And that's something I'll probably work on in the
Right now,
future.
but for now, that's definitely opportunity. So are you open to like going to different places and speaking, like schools or
Oh,
um,
absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
so
Yes, I would absolutely be open to that. Yes. Yes, I do
yeah,
not mind
so
speaking. Mm-mm.
right, yeah. So I'm thinking like even like with different rehabs and
Mhm.
different facilities and different things like that, you would be a great person to have and share your book and sign your books and just share the perspective that you have of being in that field and the compassion that you've grown to have for the people that you work with. Because that okay, so
Absolutely.
let's talk a little bit about that because whether you work in a school, whether you work for child services or at the county, helping people, whenever you're providing services and different things like that, you know sometimes you feel like you meet people who give you the impression that they really don't want to be there, that they really don't have care, or show care to the clients, but
Mhm.
are maybe just there, for a paycheck or just, and it could be for a number of reasons. But from my perspective, you haven't written such a brilliant book and written it so well and so from a place of empathy. How What do you think about that? Like how are you able to work in a field for 20 plus years and not either get burnt out or just still, be positive and see the people, as people?
Hmm. Okay. Well, one of the main things that I absolutely think about is I have sons, and how would I, again, it goes back to how would I want someone to treat my sons or my daughter? Were they incarcerated? How would I want someone to talk to them? How would I want someone to see them?
Mm-hmm.
I choose to see people as human beings. I
Mm-hmm.
choose, because these are choices and decisions that you make. Um, that if I can reach one person, then I have done my job. Just one. If I reach more, that's even better. But
Mm-hmm.
and I have been fortunate enough to see that over the years, where someone has come to me, or I've seen someone that was incarcerated, and I've seen them on the street, and they've thanked me, or they've said, you said this to me one day, and I never forgot that. Or um, even while they are incarcerated, I appreciate you helping me, or I appreciate you doing this for me. And those are the things that keep you going. It's not going to be, rainbows and unicorns every day, because that's not the reality of the world in which we live. But
Mm-hmm.
there are those people that when you say that one thing, the light bulb comes on and everything changes. Everything just
Yes.
changes. And so um, that is my goal. One of my prayers every day is that people don't see me but see the Jesus in me,
Mm-hmm.
and that I am able
I,
to say something that just pierces and pricks their heart. Yeah, it's one of my prayers.
Yes. So I love the intentionality in that. You saying that it is a choice, that there's intention behind your
Mhm.
actions, behind your care, behind your thoughtfulness. And sometimes, when you just get into the mode and everything is robotic and everything is just a habit,
Right.
you can lose that. So you have to have those prayers, you have to have those reminders, you have to have that meditation, you have to have those affirmations to
Yeah,
remind yourself not only of who you are
that's right.
and your place and your position, but also
Mhm.
who these people are
Yes.
and how we
Yes.
can impact their lives. So yeah, so I think just this discussion, I mean, like I said, it's something that I work on and think about and try to make sure I'm
Mhm.
self-aware, but just having this discussion with you um really makes me think more about that, because even as a publisher and different things like that, so I work with different people and I try to kind of go with the flow and meet people where they are and kind of see what they need, or but I can reflect back that there are certain times where I may have been a little perturbed or a little off, and maybe I should have waited to make the contact or send the email, or
Right.
you know what I mean,
Mhm.
or I should have
Oh,
said
yeah.
a prayer or done something different, just because you know and I would like to say, oh, it turned out fine at the end. But again, it's so important.
Yeah.
Something I say might have somebody say, oh, I'm going to work on my next book now. Or,
Mhm.
maybe, I'm just one and done because I don't want to go through that experience again. So no matter what we're doing or what line we're in, it what you're saying is just so important, and I appreciate that. Because also I really believe that oftentimes people say, well, I've always, and that's why I asked you in the beginning, because it was kind of like a trick question. Because sometimes people are like, oh, I've always been like that. I've always had a heart for people. I've always, and
No.
I'm just kind of like,
That's
mm,
not, no, I cannot say that. I can't. I
now
can't.
I can believe Miss Laura has always been like that. I
Yes,
mean certain
yes,
people, right? I
yes,
mean certain people. I can
yes,
be like, okay, yeah, I can believe that. I can believe
yes.
that. But most people, I'm like, you look kind of
Probably
regular,
not.
Degler. I'm thinking maybe it's something you needed to work on. So I appreciate you definitely just sharing that and using the words that you use and so that we can all know that it's something that we can work to, that we can get up tomorrow
Absolutely.
morning and do better tomorrow than what we did
Yes.
today.
That's right.
Yes,
Yes. Always an opportunity. There's always an
definitely.
opportunity.
So yeah, so is there anything that we didn't have an opportunity to discuss? Anything you'd like to share?
You know what? I believe for the most part, Stephanie, we really did. We covered a lot of ground, really. I think this is
Okay.
such a wonderful um, medium that you're doing. So thank you for that. For just reaching out. Again, you are that hands up kind of person. And we are so grateful that our paths have crossed. And, I always
Yeah.
pray for divine connections. And I believe that you are a
Mhm.
divine connection. Yeah. And our the ladies in our group, we would not have been able to do this without you. So you have been an
Oh,
instrumental part of this. All of these books, your DNA is in them as well, because you
yes, yes,
helped to
yes.
make this a reality.
Yes, I'm gonna hold this up, you guys. It has been so amazing working with all of you, and all six of the ladies, I'm sure at some point will be on the program. Everybody hasn't signed up yet. We won't ain't gonna say no names, but I'm excited to have all of you come on it. It has been such a blessing
Yes.
to work
Oh,
with
thank
Miss
you.
Laura and work
Yes.
with all of you ladies, and I've learned a lot as well from each and every
Mm-hmm.
one of you. So thank you so much for coming on. I
Oh,
really
you're so
appreciate it.
welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you
Yes.
for having me. It's been an
All
honor.
right. Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much. Vicki Radebaugh.
Mm. Get the book,
Woo!
people. Get the book, please. Help support the
Yes, please.
organization. Yes.
Yeah, support the organization. Give Vicki a call. Reach out to her via Facebook. And yeah, have her come out. Buy the books in bulk. It's so important, so needed. If you're like Franklin County Children's Services, if
Mm-hmm.
you're with
Yes.
corrections, if
Mm-hmm.
you're a rehab center, Ohio, we
Domestic
have
violence
such an
facilities.
epidemic. Yes,
Yeah.
domestic
Mm-hmm.
violence. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So schools, just schools
Absolutely.
in
Yes.
general.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
so share this. So please share this video as well. If you guys are watching this or watching the playback, so we can make those divine connections.
Amen.
Amen. Woo! All right. Thank you so much and have a
You were
beautiful
so
and
welcome.
blessed
Thank you. Yes. Have a good
evening. Thank
evening.
you. All right, you guys. So that is a week two in the books. My dog just came on. I'm gonna bring on Fia. She's been backstage. Hello. Can we can't hear you? Oh wait a minute. Can I unmute the mic? Oh,
Hello. Can everyone
well,
hear
okay.
me?
Oh, yes, yes, we can hear you and we see your beautiful, beautiful face. Thank you so much for helping us out with, the tech and everything like that. What did you think about today's show?
Amazing. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to be hearing all of these beautiful stories and just meeting all of these amazing human beings. Like, wow, just amazing. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. I hope she does. I hope Vicky does work on that book too.
Mhm.
Because you guys are going to love it. Afia is working on her second children's book in her series. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. And so yeah, we got all these amazing children's books, these amazing authors, storytellers right here in Ohio. And we are available to come out to, different schools and speak and sign books and just do all of the things. So, please, please, please hit us up. Yes. So I think we are going to head on out. I think that's probably it for the evening. Did you want to share anything before we log off?
Mm.
All
Thank you
right.
so
Well,
much,
same
Vicki.
time next week.
Yes.
All right. I'll see you guys next Thursday from mirror to manuscript. Woo! Yeah. Bye.
It was very nice to meet you, Vicki.
You too, Afia. You guys take care.
Bye. Take care.
Bye bye.
Oh, can I hit the end stream? Okay, there we go.